I left already once, and probably do it again. I just sticking around because I enjoy watching Kyle Larson race, and that's
Yeah.
really the only reason why I'm there.
I mean,
So,
I've never left, but I've never been this frustrated with it.
welcome to Mustard Cat Sports, folks. My name is Lucas TA. We are here again talking some more NASCAR, and we got another guest. I'd love to introduce JR. What's up, buddy?
How we doing? It's good to be here.
Hey, not too bad. It's Tuesday, a lovely Tuesday. So.
Yeah, it's not too bad. We got some racing going on down in Australia and Tulsa.
Yeah, I actually was just watching a little bit of the Tulsa stuff before we
Yeah,
were on here. So,
I'm gonna catch up after we record this.
yeah. Well, let's just jump right into this. And are you a dog person or a cat person?
Well, I like my dog better than I like my cat, but he's 10 times harder to deal with. It's like a 70-pound toddler sometimes.
What type of dog is it?
He's an Australian Shepherd.
Oh,
He's about 18 months, so he's hopefully he's getting out of that
yeah.
teenage phase of his.
Okay. What type of cat? Or at least color of cat?
Uh, it's a Siamese cat. I got her when she was like an adult, so she's been
Okay.
calm the whole time. So she comes up to you and
Oh,
wants to be pet, and then she leaves you alone the rest of the day. It's nice.
that's nice. It's a nice cat.
Yeah.
All right. Another tough question for you. Mustard or ketchup, and you have to choose one of them, and it's what you're gonna have for the rest of your life, the only condiment.
Well, I don't put a lot of condiments on my food, but as
Oh,
an adult, as an adult, there's one option for this because you need to stay away from sugar, so it's mustard.
mustard. Hey, that's a solid choice.
Yeah, you don't need to add any sugar to your diet. You're gonna get enough already in America.
Hey, I think that's probably one of the best choices and best explanations so far. So,
Yeah.
all right, now we'll get into some more racing stuff. When did you start watching NASCAR specifically? And what was kind of the scenario that got you into it? Did someone get you into it, or did you just happen to stumble upon it?
I was young. I was real young. I don't remember a time not watching NASCAR. I grew up in the 80s. I remember
Hmm.
um like the first race I remember the finish of is the 88 Watkins Glen with Ricky Rudd and
Okay.
Rusty Wallace sliding around. Um, which was an amazing finish if you go back
Yeah.
and watch it. But I was watching races before that. I just don't remember the finish. We had
Hmm.
that was right when CBS and ESPN were starting to cover the full seasons. I don't think every race was live,
No.
but
Yeah.
it was close to it.
Okay.
And yeah, I fell I fell in love then, and I go back and watch those races. I still love all
Yeah.
those drivers back then.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's
very easy to fall in love with those guys. They're blue collar, hard working.
oh, yeah. They're very
They all have personalities.
yeah. Very much. They weren't neutered per se.
No.
Um. Well, so if you roughly started in '88, did you have a favorite driver back then?
Yeah, yeah. I was always an Earnhardt fan.
Earnhardt fan? Okay.
Yeah, we had a slot car track we got for Christmas one year,
Hmm.
and Dad let us pick out from the brochure which cars we wanted, and I picked out the Wrangler #3.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, and we had Bud Moore's Motorcraft 15 too, and
Okay.
the 21 Citgo car, which I guess was Neil Bonnet's at the time, but he got hurt shortly afterwards and became Dale Jarrett's ride.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would yeah. Um, so then obviously you were a Dale Earnhardt fan all the way up till his death in 2001.
Yeah,
Did you switch
I
to a different driver or did you just watch as a fan?
I moved right on to junior.
Junior? Okay.
Um, in the late 90s when Junior was coming up, his
Hmm.
personality with his dad, I relate to that with my dad quite a bit. Our
Yeah.
dad doesn't understand. You want to rebel against everything. So it was very easy to latch on to Junior, and he
Junior.
was, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I rode with that for a while,
Yeah.
and then I guess late 2000, like 2008, 2009, I started not being I'm just for this driver, and I started liking others along the way.
Hmm.
I started like uh, Kenseth and Kane
Okay.
and a whole bunch of people to root for
Yeah.
instead of just one.
I was after Ward Burton left after 2004. I jumped on the Casey Kane train. Uh, it was I wouldn't say a rough 2005, but 2005 was way different than his four season. He was so promising, and then he did get a win in five, but then
Yeah,
2006 was great. There's like six wins on the season, so.
I know. I was there Atlanta that
Oh,
Monday
were you?
in Atlanta that rained,
Yeah,
and him and Mark Martin dueling it out. That was probably the best
yeah,
race I ever saw in person.
yeah. He those cookie cutter tracks, he was pretty spot on those bad boys. So
Well, the way you drive them is a lot like you driving a sprint car,
yeah,
sliding them around the corners, back and out. I saw him win there, saw him win Charlotte and
Charlie.
and Bristol.
Yeah. Um. Oh,
Actually,
Bristol when was
yeah,
that when
the
the
Great
COT
Clips car, the it was 2013.
2013? Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was a pretty good race too.
Um. So then, do you have a current driver that you kind of pull for, or
Uh,
drivers?
I kind of pull for Larson,
Hmm.
but I like Larson the driver. He's aggressive
Yeah.
and he's talented, but he also messes up a lot, which
Yeah.
he doesn't get punished for in this
No,
point system.
no, that's fair.
Um,
That's very true.
but I don't know, like I don't I don't have the fandom for anybody like I did Dale Earnhardt. I Christopher Bell can drive,
Hmm.
but he's also not entertaining outside the car.
Yeah, he has gotten a little better, like a
Yeah,
little bit, but yeah, I
his,
remember like his very first few years, like he was so vanilla. He's still pretty vanilla, but at least he's spoken up about the points a little bit. He's said a little things like that, but he's pretty still laid
yeah.
back, I
I
feel
mean, you
like.
can see he's got talent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I I watched when I was still in out east in Atlanta
Hmm.
area. I saw Chase Haley around the short tracks a lot, so I rooted for him for a while. But he seems to like the older car better than this new car.
Yeah. This new car is like a sports car feel. At
Yeah,
least that's what it sounds
him.
like. I'm not.
He's fallen off some. I think Kyle Busch has fallen off some.
Yeah, it's been a tragic fall for Kyle Busch, unfortunately, because I
Yeah,
feel like yeah,
I liked him as the bad boy. I didn't
yeah,
root for him. I liked rooting against him, but he was a very good heel.
yeah. I would have really enjoyed seeing him um in that Gen 6 car at RCR because I feel like he probably still could have brought something to the table. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, unfortunately,
I don't know. RCR's been struggling
they
since
have.
Harvick left.
Yeah, they have.
It's weird to think that if they had the Winston Cup point style format, he would have won in what 2010, and
Yeah,
then they kind
I
of
know.
fall off the cliff right after that.
Oh yeah, and that would have been interesting to see if they would have quote unquote had that and he would have won that. Would he have hung around or would he
Yeah,
have? We don't know, but
no, I miss watching Harvick. I still watch him when he races the late models
yeah,
with his son.
yeah. No, Harvick
But
he's definitely missed.
yeah, he's a big
He
miss.
he was probably the last personality that actually had a personality. But like Kyle Busch does have one, but Kyle Busch, like you said, has become the good guy, and he's kind of been very quiet, and there's not a lot going on. So
Yeah. Well, Hamlin's got a personality. We'll see if he
he does, he
gets
does.
back in the car. It's
Yeah, he's
that's got to
he's
be an emotional ride he just went through.
yeah he's had a hell of a last what 2 months, losing the
Yeah,
championship, then winning, quote unquote, winning the trial, and then losing his dad the other day. He's been
yeah,
everywhere.
and we don't. There's not many details out, so hopefully his mom's not going to have long-term effects from it.
Yeah, that's very true too. So, um,
But Hamlin's got personality. If we get the pleasure of watching him race a few more years, he's turned into a decent heel. But he might be a face now.
yeah, no, he has gone from like I don't know, roughly like 2018, 2019, like people didn't like him, but he wasn't like the heel really quite yet. He had some boos, when he went to Martinsville and when he did the stuff to Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott and stuff like that. But I don't know, he really turned on the old the heel in what 2022ish, 21 around there, and he hasn't really set it down, which is kind of nice because, like you
Yeah,
said, there's not a lot of personality out there. I think there's personality out there. I just they're not showing
they
it
don't show it.
or
Yeah,
yeah. So, and that's a shame because I think there is a lot of personality out there and it's just I don't know who's keeping it down, if it's NASCAR, if it's their PR team, if it's their sponsors, if it's I don't know what it is, but they definitely need to loosen the chains to let them be a little more personable because that would definitely help a lot of them grow and like Ward Burton, for instance. Uh, he was never I wouldn't say a top 10 driver. Maybe he was back in like 2000, 1999, because he finished in the top 10 in
yeah.
points the most.
99, he had a really good start to the season.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
when later on in his career, 2001, 2002, 2003, he had some big wins here and there, but he never was like that superstar. So, but Ward did have a personality,
Really
as
good
in
word for him.
he
I
had
can't
this
say it on
crazy
TV,
accent, kind of like
but I
Sterling
got to just
Marlin,
control myself
and
right at the
they
moment.
both
You
would
sent a
say
nice message though with the throw.
I
hilariously
wish I had something I
great
could
things
shot
in their
there.
interviews. So it was very entertaining from both those two aspects because it was like with Steve Burns and
They're
Sterling
amongst the
Marlin,
top
those
10
two,
with
imitating
less
each
than
other.
15 to go.
To
I don't
Ward
know.
Burton,
NASCAR needs to do something
getting
about
mad at
lap
Dale
cars.
Jr.
I mean,
too. He has
when I'm
multiple
down,
interviews where
I
he
don't
was
ever get
pissed
in
off
those
at
guys'
drivers,
way. That
and
guy
you could
was
just
up there
tell
all
that he
damn
was
day.
pissed off. And there's many drivers that do look like they're pissed off, but they just don't seem to carry that emotion and that you can like feel through the screen. And
right.
yeah, that's something
No,
that can help fans, it's not always about liking the best driver. Like, again, I'm using the Ward Burton instance. Ward Burton, I knew as a fan, was most likely not going to win a championship. But I knew he could get a possible top 10 in points. And as a fan, I knew if he could get a top 10, that's almost like a win in my mind. Like, his equipment, what he was doing, like, that's a solid fucking year. I wanted that as a fan. So,
yeah, he had a cool sponsor with Caterpillar,
yeah.
real cool sponsor with Caterpillar, and he's the real deal. He went like if you've listened to his podcast, he went out and he lived in the woods,
Yeah.
no running water, nothing for a long period. He's legit.
Oh, yeah. No, there's,
But there there was a time in the late 90s where it looked like that team almost could turn into
yeah.
a championship contender. Like it
Yeah.
was right there. Um,
No,
which
they probably needed a little bit more. Also, I don't think it helped in like the early 2000s, all the, like the engineers getting into the sport. They weren't nowhere near as prominent as they are right now, but there
yeah,
was, the Hendricks, the uh, who was really big back then. Uh,
Roush was
Roush was pretty big at that time, but I don't know if they were using engineers quite yet. Well, they might have been. Either way, the
yeah,
bigger
they,
teams.
they were.
Yeah,
There
the
was
big.
a starting 90, 96, 97. There was a lot of shock work,
Okay.
that shock development and front end development that came around. Jeff Gordon's 98 year, they figured out how to seal the front air down.
Hmm.
That's why he was so good when they got him out front, even though he'd struggle seventh and eighth all day.
On there.
They could get him out front, like when they took two tires at one time and Jack Roush flipped out.
Yeah.
They're soaking tires. No, they got him out front in clean air.
That
But
uh
and then yeah, then the early 2000s when they started qualifying, they were doing bump stops, 2001, 2002, and then qualifying came around for Tony's big year in '05.
yeah, '05 was a big year for Tony. That was a man. Tony Stewart
Yeah,
was another person, you know, a personality. Like he would you could you could hate that guy all you wanted, but man, he would it was fun to watch Tony. Either him getting mad, excited, whatever.
yeah. When the summer came around, the track got slick. He was the best at it
Yeah.
on the track,
Yeah, no,
and
he
Greg Biffle kept them honest to
yeah,
'05. But that was Tony's year.
yeah, no. Uh and the funny thing is, if Greg would have pulled that off, I believe he would have been the only driver to ever win all three series. I don't think there's ever been a
Yes,
person. So,
yeah.
yeah,
He was the only one with a real shot.
yeah. So, which is crazy. Crazy to think about that no one's done that yet. And what were you, 76, 77 years in? No one's
Yeah.
obviously
Well,
the
the
truck series
trucks came around, Super
95.
Trucks came around '95, and
Yeah.
Bush
So,
came around the '80s.
yeah. So, roughly it's been what, 30 years with all three?
Yeah.
My math is right. So, um, well, I guess with that, what would be your favorite era? And if you don't have a favorite era, what car or like for instance, I have a soft spot for Gen 4. I love the Gen 4 era. That whole
Yeah.
I just like the car, I like the
It
colors,
looks
the
sexy.
yeah, the
Looks
drivers.
everything's recognizable.
Yeah.
Everyone ran the same paint most of the year.
Hmm.
Um, I've gone back and forth between the 2000s and '90s, but if I had to go back, I'd relive the '90s. I think the 2000s lived off the wave of the '90s.
Yeah. Um I didn't start really watching NASCAR until 2001, but I have gone back and watched all of the 2000 season, all the 99 season, all the 98 season. And I've dabbled throughout the 90s on certain races and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I think the
So
'98 season was the worst.
it
The 5-and-5 rule, I think the Fords had figured out, and then Jeff Gordon would beat him at the end.
but it's really like there's just like you were saying, the cars look really sexy. They just look clean, and we're gonna get into it a little later. The super speedway, uh, Daytona, Talladega, it was just really fun to watch, especially what was it? I think 99 or 2000 when they had the ass just sagging
Yeah, on
and
qualifying.
yeah, qualifying because they looked
They
ridiculous.
did.
But it was just an interesting time because obviously you wouldn't want to race like that, but they were like kind of like when they used to run qualifying engines and then they had a race engine. I understand why they got rid of it to save the teams a little money there, but I don't know, that's really cool, the fact that you'd have a straight qualifying engine, the lightest parts possible just to run what, 2 laps max? Like that's
Yeah.
that's I kind of wish they would come back with at least one race doing that or something because
Well,
that's
you
just
tuned in for qualifying just to see
yeah,
because they were hauling the mail. Rusty
yeah.
and Team Penske had that qualifying figured out, and then it carried to Ryan Newman when he came in.
Oh, Ryan Newman was so much fun. When he came on the track, you're like, oh yeah, like
It's
he's gonna
coming.
break he's gonna break a record, like right here. And those cars sounded so good. They were just screaming at like 9,000 RPMs.
They were good.
Oh,
Yeah, when I first started watching, it was just hold on to your car to make it to the
yeah.
end. And
Mhm,
then when the '90s came around, instead of just being one or two fighting for the end, there was five, six,
mhm,
but there's battles throughout the whole field,
mhm.
all race long. And there was some crazy things that happened. I think I mentioned to you on DM that '95 Bristol, both races were just insane.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Darlington was usually insane. There's, like, I will admit, there was some plate races early on in the '90s that it was really hard to pass,
Hmm.
but it got good. It was only like a couple of years.
Yeah. The one cool thing, and we'll get into it a little more down there, is when I have watched some of those, like the 98, obviously the 98 Daytona 500 is iconic because Dale Earnhardt winning that. Um, and the 99, obviously they were a very single file, but it was very much like a head games. They're like who's going to pull out, who's not going to pull out. Um, and just the anticipation from that whole week or 2 weeks leading up to there, because you would know.
Right.
So, for instance, I'm going to be doing this fun little series on the 2002 season because the 2002 season was an amazing season throughout the whole year. You had Sterling Marlin that looked like he was going to win a championship and bring Dodge's first championship in the second year, and then he has issues. And then you have Mark Martin and Jimmy Johnson, a rookie, battling for the championship at the end, and then they both squander it, and Tony Stewart comes out of nowhere, not nowhere, but he was just hanging around and kind of
Yeah.
steals the show.
Well,
And
there wasn't
yeah,
a gimme for Stewart. He blew it a
it,
engine on lap 2 of the Daytona
yeah,
500,
I
and then
know,
he goes to Darlington leading and gets hurt,
yeah,
goes out in a helicopter.
mhm.
Um, that was not an easy year for Stewart.
No, it wasn't, and it was just a crazy, just a really good year in general. And it's kind of, I feel like it's overshadowed because no one really talks. At least I don't hear anyone ever talking about 2000 as much, or 2002. Sorry, um, 2003 gets mentioned a lot just because of Matt Kenseth's dominance, and they're like, oh, Ryan Newman and his 9 wins or whatever he had. But 2002 is just an amazing year. But to go back on what I was saying is, in speed weeks, Ward Burton, or for qualifying, Ward Burton was talked about as being the guy that was going to get the pole. It never actually happened because he was one of the top fast guys in January testing back then. So leading into that 1998 uh, race with Dale Earnhardt, like you had all those storylines building up. So just because they're all in a line, you know, and it was quote unquote, if you were just watching it, boring, which is not. There's so many storylines and so many things going on. I don't have an issue with that style of racing because you have so much storylines and you have so much build up to that great moment that I don't have an issue with any of those. Like, I'm not saying I want all super speedway racing to go to that, but if
Yeah.
you have one race like that, it's just there's so much buildup. It's like the Indianapolis 500. A lot of times they're very single file, but you have so much leading up to that. You have a whole month building this magical moment. So I don't have an issue at all with any of that.
No, I think the best two Daytona 500s are 98. Well, Earnhardt won, and then follow that up the next year with 99 and Jeff Gordon,
McCool.
Rusty Wallace, three
Hmm.
wide, lap
Yeah,
car Ricky Rudd on the bottom.
yeah,
I think those were the best two I ever saw.
yeah. No, they're
And speak about the 90s, I don't think they had a bad finish in any one of those races besides 92 when Ernie Irvan wrecked everyone midway through the race. Other than that, there was always some drama at the end.
yeah. No, it. Uh, I don't know. I yearn for times like that, and I'm not saying I want it to be exactly like that, but I want some build up. I just want some organic, build up. I don't want manufactured.
Yeah.
Manufactured is so boring, so lame, so like I don't want it. I just don't like it. So,
Well, you would be on track all week long, and you
hmm
could really still back then you could really change the car. Like
hmm
um, Stewart in '04, he came down, wasn't very good, got better, ended up wrecking the car, moving the rear end housing over, had to adjust that, and then almost won the thing in '04.
yeah. Um, wasn't that the year that him and was it,
And then Junior ran off from it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Then
final
Scott
100
Wimmer.
laps went green.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Scott Wimmer and Kurt Busch, wasn't it? Those four?
Yeah, Kirk Busch was lap
Yeah,
down,
yeah, yeah.
which happened from Junior, so
Yeah.
he didn't help Junior when Junior tried to make the pass, and it
No.
didn't matter.
Well, let's get into some of these other topics. Obviously the trial ended. They
Yeah.
settled out of court. I'm not going to review all this stuff because it's already been said and done. But um, how do you see it as a fan, like now? So for instance, like I don't, I like NASCAR, because I enjoy the sport, but the executives, they already drove me completely insane before this, and now I'm just like really fed up with them. I, an apology isn't going to fix how I feel about them. I would just rather they just disappear and don't talk to me, and probably not be in the sport would be my best interest, but I doubt that'll happen.
Yeah, it was really frustrating to watch. Like you knew where the ending was going to be
Hmm.
when charters came in place
Hmm.
10 years ago. You knew they were going to become permanent.
Yeah.
And why the fight against it
Hmm.
baffled me. The reaction from NASCAR leadership is pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
Go after Richard the way they did.
Hmm.
And they just took a bunch of losses
Yeah.
and showed a bunch of incompetence
Hmm.
to get to a
Um,
point that we were going to get there. You made
yeah.
charters, we're going to have 35 teams
I
or
I don't
36 teams.
if they're yeah. I don't understand like how they're talking about the charters being permanent, but like evergreen charters, they're just permanent charters, but then, every TV deal that comes up, they can renegotiate the deal, but they have permanent charters. I don't understand the fight that with the permanent charter part at all. Like I can understand they didn't want to make it quote unquote permanent because they don't know what the next TV deal is, but that's the teams didn't care as much about that. They just wanted a permanent charter to make sure that we're in it every time. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It was very frustrating listening to a lot of the bull crap every day. It was like this. Why wasn't this resolved outside of court? I liked it that it was in court because now it confirmed a ton of things that everyone was like, I wonder if this is actually happening. And it's like, yep, it is. So yeah.
yeah. There is a very big disconnect between NASCAR leadership
Hmm.
and the rest of the sport,
The
and it was very apparent.
yeah, the thing that floored me the most, or one of the most, was when they quote unquote were saying growing the sport, and what they meant by growing the sport was growing their pockets with as much money as possible, and growing the sport didn't mean, you know, building bigger fan bases, making sure that everything in the ecosystem as teams and drivers are taken care of for the most part, so it's not turning into a pay your way into the sport because that's basically what we are now.
That's what we're sitting in right now.
Yeah. And all they care about is the almighty dollar, which the almighty dollar is important, but all they care about is the big TV deal and getting that money. And that was their quote unquote growing the sport.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like,
NASCAR leadership, ever since the Fox and NBC TV deal 2001, that
yeah.
they've had a license to print money
Hmm.
despite how the sport's doing.
Hmm.
And I think if you ask about the downfall of NASCAR
Yeah.
started,
Go into that.
that's when you start to see cracks.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, so my thought on the downfall, I do agree with you when they first got that big check in 2001 for the TV deal, which was great because now you're on only two networks. It's easy for fans to find it, all that fun stuff. I also think when people say that NASCAR died when Dale died, I think there's a slight truth to that. In Dale was like he carried NASCAR on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was many other drivers and teams that were out there that people loved, but that's like your A1 star right there. And when he passed on, we were also in a boom period, and that just accelerated the boom period because it was all over national news that Dale Earnhardt died. So now you have many more people tuning in to check in into the sport, and it went like this. I would say till like 2006, and then that was the first part of the downfall or the peak of the downfall. But it's not fully true because they kept growing. Um, it was just a growth that was not going to be
Sustainable.
sustainable at all. Like it was not. And for them to think it was going to be, that's a crazy thought. But, and I think when it was going this way, straight up in the air, and then with Winston leaving the sport after 2003, and then them introducing or it wasn't playoffs, but it was the chase system, that didn't help in any way because back in 2003, there are many, many polls, and I have them. I'll put them up on the screen here, that people did not want a chase system. They either wanted to leave the system how it was, or the only thing that a lot of people were calling for was give the winner more points. And it was a small, small minority of people that were screaming for this chase. And it switched to the chase because of upper management.
Brian
And
France.
yes.
For being real.
And it's just, yeah. So with that combination of this great ass TV deal, unfortunately Dale Earnhardt dying, Winston leaving the sport, and Winston did a hell of a job promoting this sport and everything they did. Going to a different sponsor at the time, which was Sprint. Was Sprint first? No, it was Nextel.
It was Nextel, and
Nextel
then
first.
Sprint bought
Um,
Nextel.
and Nextel was good, but they were no Winston, not even close. Um, and then you had the chase system come in, and then you had the final nail in the coffin that I think really killed it, because it killed it for me, was the Car of Tomorrow that came out. I stopped watching in 2007 because I was like, this car's ugly as fuck, and I didn't like it
Doesn't
at all.
turn.
And I literally stopped like I watched the 2007 Daytona 500, and then the first race they used it was Bristol, right? I believe it
Yes,
was.
it's
Um,
actually a decent race for car
I
tomorrow standards
yeah.
because it was on the
Oh,
old
oh yeah,
Bristol layout.
oh yeah.
It was the
Uh,
last race on the
no,
original Bristol.
I didn't watch that race. I stopped watching then, and then I didn't come back till about 2012. Um, and I was a casual watcher. Um,
So you missed the Edwards Stewart battle at 11.
I did, I did.
That
I
was
actually
epic.
have gone back and watched the first 12 races, so I haven't finished the season. I kind of
Yeah,
like it takes a while to watch a whole season. You gotta have a lot of
it
time.
does.
So like at night I try and watch races. So when I kind of get, not that I get sick of the 90s stuff, but I'm like I want a little more, like it's a little more grainy.
Modern. Yeah,
So I'm like, oh, I want a
TV
little,
quality's
yeah,
bad.
yeah, I want a little spice up my visual. So I'll be like, let's go. So I'm trying to fill in the gaps that I've kind of missed. Um, but that killed it for me. And I'm not saying not that everyone did the same, but that combination of all that stuff that I just mentioned from 2001 to 2007 just collapsed it all. And I think that's all, that combination of stuff has, and just the fact that NASCAR clearly doesn't give a rat's ass about what the fans want or what anyone wants. They're just trying to fill their pockets and, figure out what's best for them. Has brought us to where we're at now.
Yeah. Well, I think the way I look at it, it's a combination of things. New TV contract comes in
Hmm.
2001.
Hmm.
Um, all the Cup teams are well funded.
Hmm.
The Bush teams, though, they don't get a pay raise. The TV partners used to pay the tracks
Hmm.
and be incorporated with the purse.
Okay.
And then in '01, they paid NASCAR, and the track still paid the purse.
Hmm.
But so the Bush teams really got screwed out of money.
On that.
And if you
Okay.
see the change in the Bush teams, they went from a Cup driver, if he runs the Bush series,
Hmm.
he's driving for himself for the most part.
I do
Dale
kind of
drove for
remember.
himself. Dale
Yeah.
Jarrett drove for himself.
Yeah.
You go down the list,
Hmm.
these guys own their own cars,
Yeah.
driving in the
The
driving
Bush.
on
Yeah.
Saturdays.
Hmm. I do kind of remember that
I
now.
think Roush is the only one that owned Martin's car,
Yeah,
but it was not the same shop that built the Cup car.
I gotcha.
And then by 2002, it's Richard Childress, Jack Roush, Joe Gibbs,
Hmm.
and you get down the list, over half those guys in every Busch race, which would become Nationwide, Xfinity,
Hmm.
they're Cup guys.
Yeah.
You lost a whole generation of stars that should be developing coming up.
Hmm.
Their sponsorship money and rides were taken by Cup drivers.
Hmm.
So we don't have like as you go through time, the 80s, you had Yarborough, Benny Parsons, Bobby Allison. They raced Earnhardt and Waltrip and Elliott and Wallace and developed them.
Hmm.
And you see that all the way through the 90s. Like Tony Stewart, his dad was a shop teacher making 20,000 a year.
Hmm.
He worked his way up local short tracks to a point where Joe Gibbs went and bought out his IndyCar ride.
Okay.
Um, None of that's today. You have to buy your own ride
Oh yeah.
today. So I think you lost a generation of stars. I mean, Kyle Larson still got through, but Rico Abreu didn't.
Yeah.
Tim McCready, dirt track star, he raced 6 times. In
Hmm.
NASCAR, he didn't make it.
Yeah.
Um, we're missing just stars, and
Mhm.
um, I still think Casey Atwood should have made it. He just didn't have a personality.
Yeah. And the fact that uh Evernham kind of shoved him out soon, like I think
That was a mistake.
he needed a little more time. Like just yeah, like
Yeah, he
he
should have
was
won Phoenix, and then
he
he
was
got shoved out from Mayfield, who blew up that organization because Ray was sticking around with a female driver.
yeah. Oh yeah. That whole
But
that whole is that Dodge team was an interesting from 2001 all the way till up till when did they sell it off? In '08, I think it was.
oh 08, oh 09,
'09, one of
I
those
think it was
two.
oh 09, maybe it was, did it go all the
Whenever
way
they
to
went over
10?
whenever
Because
when
Casey,
Petty bought them, did they? Or
yeah, they
Petty
merged with Petty,
yeah, they merged.
but Casey drove that 9 car until he drove that 4
Yeah.
Red
That was
Bull
an
car.
11, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he
Or
drove that in 11.
yeah.
And
Uh
it's crazy to think he won a race as a
I know.
team that's going away.
Yeah.
But
Wasn't he the only one to win with the Red Bull team? Or am I
Vickers
thinking?
won.
Oh, Vickers did win with the
Yeah.
Red Bull team? Okay.
Yeah, I think Red Bull made mistakes. They came in with a completely different style engineering department,
Hmm.
and then had all kinds of struggles making races because they didn't have points.
Yeah.
And Vickers, that first year they had in Atlanta, he had a super fast car and he lost a cylinder. And
Hmm.
he's still making lap time on 7 cylinders all race. I'm like, he probably would have won that thing if he didn't lose that cylinder.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, they scrapped their engineering department and went back to standard what everybody else was doing.
Oh
They
man.
never had an edge and they struggled.
Yeah.
I don't think they had with Scott Speed came was their other driver. I don't think that was the right choice. I don't think he was ready.
Yeah. No. Um.
But yeah, you lost your drivers
Mm,
coming up, so you don't have it. Like we complain about stars.
mm.
We complain about the cars. That COT was ugly. Um,
I would take that COT over what we have now.
the
Uh.
2011,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
2012
Yeah.
version.
Yeah.
It
Um.
got better as it
It
came through.
it did. It did. It's still an ugly car, but at least it races well. So I would
I think it should have raced better than what it did.
probably,
I
but
think the the front of the car with the splitter, I
yeah.
wish they had taken that thing off.
Oh yeah. No. It it definitely is still a god awful ugly looking vehicle, but I would take the better quality racing over the looks in hindsight. So
Yeah. No, it started out as a turd. Like I wa remember watching Richmond and it looked like they were stopping in the turns to change directions. And they got better as it went through, which um Yeah, I really wish it has splitter. I wish it was the templates like the Gen 4 where you lay the template over and you could still twist the bodies.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't like how NASCAR takes everything that makes speed away from the teams,
Hmm.
makes the box smaller and smaller. Um, but the COT is the same car as the Gen 6 with a different body.
Yeah.
And then they s- got the rules stricter on the like around the track bar rear and housing so they weren't bending them.
Hmm.
Like you'd see that tire go into the left fender around the corners in 12.
Hmm.
But um I think yeah, you lost your drivers.
Hmm.
Uh, car wasn't good looking. And then 2014, they made a this is when I thought they started messing up the cars. They made rules mandatory the rear gear.
Hmm.
I'm like, this is gonna make you not be able to get up off the corner and pass each other.
Hmm.
And I remember like they couldn't get up off the corner and pass each other. And then 15, they put they started restricting the horsepower on the cars.
Yeah.
It's just downhill. It's like bad decision after bad decision.
Yeah.
It's like we're making the cars close together. I'm like, but the thrill is watching the car go sideways around a corner,
Oh yeah.
passing each other.
Yeah.
Like I've been to races with the Gen 4 where a guy, fast car, has a loose wheel or something, gets back to 27th, in one fuel run, he'll be running third or fourth.
Yeah. You can drive 'em.
That was exciting to watch.
Yeah.
And now you get stuck in traffic, and I have fifth place car, but now I'm running 20th the rest of the race.
Yep. No. It's
It's frustrating.
yeah. No,
And
it's very frustrating. And it's always in hindsight, but they have the ability to do it right now. And it, I don't know. It seems like they just go from one end of extreme to the other end of extreme. Like just in one instance, they went from this Gen 4 car, looked great, performed really great. Obviously, at the end of its life, it had the Twisted Sister, which was really cool to see, but
Yep.
it needed probably some we needed a new car because it was getting a little out of hand, and it
Well,
also
I
just
think,
it needed an update. But
yeah, the safety that the COT brought was
yeah,
good.
yeah,
They just didn't incorporate what makes a good race car into it
yeah,
from the Gen 4.
correct. So they went from a beautiful looking car to an ugly ass looking car. Obviously, they in the end did get the racing good in that car, and then they went to the Gen 6, which looked way closer to a Gen 4 car than what the COT did. But then they just
They start
mutilated,
neutering it. I
yeah,
thought,
yeah, mutilated that thing.
yeah, 13, 13 had a lot of good races. 13 and 14, I was
Yeah,
very fun to watch. And then as they started taking power away, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we doing here?
I know. Well, yeah, and the whole stupid idea of we're trying to bring the cars closer together is dumb because if you're just trying to put them closer together, so if someone's like clicking through the channels, like, "Ooh, what's this?" That's a terrible way to think of it because what NASCAR does nowadays, they don't try and get people to the track. They're just trying to get people to watch on TV, which you need to get people to the track because when you take people to the track, and I've told the story multiple times now, but I've brought in my buddies to the racetrack. They've never been to a racetrack. They've never seen race cars drive around the track besides watching it on TV. It looks way slower on TV. It looks like anyone can go out and do that when you're watching it on TV. But when you're actually at the track and you feel the car go by, you smell everything, you're like, holy shit, these guys are going really freaking fast. And when you see that, you have a respect level that it's like, holy shit. So then when you watch it on TV, you're like, wow, these guys are doing some badass things. So they're doing the complete opposite of what they're supposed to be doing. Get people to the track that's going to show them how fast these cars are going, and when you watch it on TV, you can understand it a little better than like. Don't get me wrong, I love pack racing at Daytona and Talladega. I don't like pack racing at all these other tracks.
Well,
It's
Atlanta's
stupid.
got the best pack racing right now in the
It
new
does.
car.
It does. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I understand why they make these stupid decisions because they don't care. All they're looking for is money and views, but they're not getting
Yeah.
the views. You can clearly see the viewership has gone every year. Every year.
Yep.
There hasn't been a spike at all. The only little spike that they ever had was the final year of Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart. That was the only spike. Otherwise, it's been just a constant. And it's like, how do you, like, if they don't fix something in the next, what do we have, 6 or 7 years left on this TV deal?
Yeah.
You don't think the TV people are gonna be like, "Fuck you, dude. We're not paying you that much. Like, you're barely getting 2 million views." Like,
Yeah, it's a real problem.
yeah,
IndyCar's TV deal is $8 million. Like NASCAR cannot survive on $8
no,
million. And the NHRA pays TV
hmm
to show the races.
yeah,
So I made a comment on Twitter that NASCAR could be one TV deal away from becoming regional again, having to
yeah,
sell
no,
off the tracks or
yeah,
some of the tracks.
yeah, and yeah,
It's
it's mind-boggling.
I don't think they realize the spot they're in.
No, um, do you have anything more to say about the downfall? I've kind of cut you off a few times.
Well, to be honest, I was still big on the sport in
Yeah,
2013, 2014.
mm,
I didn't start getting down on the sport till quite later. I even though I didn't like a lot of what they were doing, like I didn't like the chase, I didn't
mm,
like the COT. Um, I really put up with it, and right now it's like how much longer am I going to put up with this? If the point system doesn't get fixed,
yeah,
and I know the car's not getting fixed.
no, it's not. It's not. And
It's a very good looking car. It does not race ovals well.
yeah, I will say, well, again, they just go complete opposites. It was a good-looking car. It's just a fucking turd. Like it just
Well, you got
oh
independent rear suspension, which is more forgiving than the straight rear axle.
yeah.
You have all this downforce coming off the bottom, sucking it down. But you gotta have the rear end down. So the rear end down, nose up. You're terrible in traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything you don't want in an oval car, and it's 600 horsepower, 675 horsepower, or whatever.
Yeah, nothing.
It's yeah. Um, it frustrates to see the car race on Saturday,
Oh yeah.
the way the aero tendencies of that car goes, and you can race side by side and pass each other, and you see people coming up through the field.
hmm
And you watch Sunday, and you've got to be some tracks a half second, almost a second faster to pass them.
Yeah. Well, I, no one. I haven't really seen anyone. Excuse me. Say this, but if you were to just, well, I've heard people say this, where if you take the Xfinity car and move it up to the Cup
Yes.
people, it'd be a great fucking race because you have the best of the best. You're using a really nice race car. But if you were to take that garbage uh, Gen 7 we have and you bring it down to the Xfinity series and you give it to those guys, you know how terrible that race would be? It'd be terrible. I'm not saying that
Well,
they're all terrible down there, but they're not. It's less talent down there. So you're gonna like half the reason why we get somewhat okay quote unquote races in the Cup Series is because you have the best of the best, or the best of the best that have bought some of the rides, but you have
yeah.
you
I
know
mean, William Byron spent a
like
bunch of money. His dad spent a bunch of money, but he's still really good.
yeah. So, but it's just like the drivers are helping that car out more than what NASCAR thinks. Like,
Well, yeah,
so
the mile and a half where you can run different lanes and get clean air on it,
yeah,
it puts on a good show. Um, that's about it.
yeah. All the rest of them
You
have
got too
fallen.
much tire, too much brakes,
Yeah,
too much everything, not enough horsepower.
no, it
And I don't think you could add a lot of horsepower to the car because it's too stiff that you're gonna start hurting the drivers again.
that's probably true.
You
Maybe.
got this very rigid plate on the bottom of the car that doesn't budge.
Oh man, that car. I don't even want to think about that car. That car frustrates me so
But
much.
what they're gonna do though, and Chris Rice is one of the guys pushing for it, is they're
Yeah,
gonna take that Cup car and start selling the used ones to the Bush teams at some
oh,
point. That
great.
they're running out of parts for these Xfinity
Yeah,
cars. They're
totally.
old
I have heard that.
J6 cars.
Mhm.
The the Xfinity O'Reilly's, I guess we should start calling it. The O'Reilly's car
Yeah.
when it came out in 11, it was naturally looser than the Cup version, and I think it always raced better
Hmm.
because you didn't have the quarter panels on the rear going all the way down to the ground like the Cup car. And I
Couple
just
of them.
it
Yeah.
was naturally better. Um,
Well, it's kind of like the Gen 4. Their rear wasn't all the way down, you know.
yes,
Okay.
but when they did the COT and they took the wing off the back, they moved the quarter panels down to give them side force
Hmm.
instead of just letting them be looser.
Can't do that.
And they never got away with that. Like, yeah. So I think the Xfinity car was always superior because of the
Yeah.
aerodynamics. But
Yeah. Um,
and then I think they also want to put some of the next gen technology into the trucks
oh
too,
yeah.
from what I read.
I could definitely see it. Well, they already
And
have
I don't see how these teams are going to be able to afford it.
that TV deal money.
It doesn't go all the way down though.
I'm just saying. NASCAR's gonna. I have no
Yeah.
clue. It's frustrating and mind-boggling. Just uh I don't know. I don't know where they're going. And I'm at the point where I'm just sticking around here because I'm a Kyle Larson fan to watch Kyle Larson race. And whenever he leaves, if they don't have this sport in a direction that I personally like, I'm probably leaving because I left already once and probably do it again. I just sticking around because I enjoy watching Kyle Larson race, and that's
Yeah.
really the only reason why I'm there.
I mean,
So,
I've never left, but I've never been this frustrated with it.
oh yeah, I, from my knowledge from back in '08, and obviously there wasn't as much social media. There was social media, but it corporate wasn't in it. No one, it was just your average people. It was like the early days of Reddit and stuff like that. People were mad about it, but it's nowhere near what it is now. Like people are, well, you can see from the numbers, you can see from the fans in the stands, you can see from every like there's no aspect that shows that they're doing good besides the fact that they got a TV deal that was flipping amazing.
Yes.
So,
That might be the last one if they
like,
don't straighten up.
oh yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
you have alternatives now. Flow racing, Dirt Vision.
yeah.
Uh,
Flow's great. I love Flow.
yeah, Flow's the best value for your money.
Yeah.
But
I
I
did have
love
dirt racing for a this year, but then once the sprint cars, NOS Energy sprint cars were done, I canceled my subscription
yeah,
for the time being. So
it's it is expensive, but
it is. It's like 300 and some bucks, I think,
yeah,
for a whole
300
year.
for the year, so
Yeah.
it's
So
expensive.
yeah.
But
And
Flow Racing's a pretty good deal if you get the
yeah.
year subscription.
Well, yeah. And I feel like there's more variety on it too, on
Yeah,
Flow.
they've got. I think the only thing they're really missing is a super late model tour
Yeah, I would
because
say.
they've got the late model stocks with the Cars tour.
Hmm.
Um, and then they got the dirt late model, they got the dirt sprint car, you get the modifieds.
Hmm.
You got all the NASCAR regional stuff. It's a pretty good
Yeah.
package.
Well, obviously 2026 is just around the corner. They're going to have to release the point standings at some point. You know, if it's a week before the race, if it's next week, they got to release it at some point. What clearly, what would you want them to do, and what do you think they're going to do?
Well, I've wanted a full season points back
Yeah,
since '04.
yeah,
I kind of bought into the chase.
mhm,
It had its moments.
yeah,
I never liked the playoffs. I
mhm,
thought it was a clown show.
mhm.
very early on when you had Brad Keselowski doing Brad Keselowski things in Charlotte. I was like, what are we doing? That might have been Texas with
Yeah, that
Gordon.
was I actually did watch that race. That was still when I was still casually watching, but I did watch that one. That was a
You
good one.
had, yeah, you had that one. I think next year you had Kevin Harvick blowing an engine at Talladega, wrecking the field.
Yeah.
That
Was that
was
that was 15, wasn't it?
15, I
15.
believe.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, and that's the year Kyle Busch won with missing a third of the season.
Which is which is fucking insane. Like Kyle Busch is good, damn good, especially back then, but
Yes.
you should not be able to win a season because you missed 10 plus races.
No, that was crazy. Um, yeah. And then, no, I never bought into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Um, I think they got lucky with how many guys that won it that are legit should have won it. Like when Truex went his year,
Yeah, agreed.
um, Kyle Busch in 18,
Mhm.
Larson in 21.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of, are you kidding me? This is champ.
Yeah. Well,
Like
Kevin Harvick,
Logano won it one year that should have been Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Martin Truex Jr.
yeah, the
duking
big
it out
three.
all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should
Yep.
have been Kyle Busch's championship. And then 2020, which
Yeah.
was a great season to watch, surprisingly,
Hmm.
with the because they had the higher horsepower on the short tracks.
Yeah.
Um, that should have been Kevin Harvick's,
Yeah, it should have been 100%.
and he doesn't even make it to the final.
Yeah, which is insane. Yeah. Yeah.
But what I think they're doing,
Yeah, what do you think they're going to do?
I think we're getting 3-3-4.
Oh God. I hope not.
Because you've heard rumblings of it, and then we went to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Um, and there was that whole fan reaction from Denny Hamlin missing out,
Yeah.
which I mean the internet was on fire
Oh yeah.
on the NASCAR side.
Yeah.
But then Chris Rice is still talking to Kenny Wallace,
Yeah.
saying, "I know you're gonna like it. We're gonna have a bigger sample size." I'm like, "That's 3-3-4, isn't it?"
I
And it's weird to think like mid-season, if they would have said, "Hey, we're doing the chase format next year," I've been like, "Sweet,
I know. Like
it's
they
a win."
had
And now that would feel like a disappointment.
yeah, they had an opportunity. There was a like a quote unquote compromise that there was a lot so like I want a full season point system back because I want every race to matter. I want it to be I want if you DNF, you could have just screwed yourself a championship right there. Like I want you, Jack. Like I don't want this. Ooh, you get a mulligan. Just go out there and win. You're in, buddy.
Yeah,
I don't want that. And I also want it to be a full season and not a win and you're in bull crap because I want like people that don't win as much when they do win it, it's an exciting feat. Like you go back to Harrison Burton, that him winning that was awesome and special. But we had the people that were Harrison Burton fans that were excited because he won, but then we had a lot of other people being like, "Oh no, now he's in the playoffs." And I agree, he shouldn't have been in the playoffs. But we had a lot of people talking about that. And then we have SVG talk. Like SVG is an amazing road course racer. He's getting better at ovals, but he's nowhere near where he needs to be yet. And like I want people to celebrate his wins when he does kick ass, but I don't like you, the winning in just fucks that all up, and we don't need that in the sport. It doesn't bring more excitement. It's not like like people that race for a living want to win. They're not out
yeah,
there like, hey, I'm getting a top five. I'm gonna like it. It's gonna be great. Yeah. Are they relieved if they got a top five and they maybe didn't have a top five car or they haven't had a top five in a while? Sure. But everyone's out there to win. They want to win. Like, you want to collect the trophy. That's the point of racing.
yeah. It it's like we've devalued the season.
Yeah.
Uh, even like you have this great accomplishment, but it devalues everything else.
Yeah. 100%.
Um, I remember Elliott Sadler's first win. He's like, "We're in the Winston." That was a big deal to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Now
Like,
the All-Star race is quite meaningless.
oh, it is. They've devalued, like, you could go through a whole list of stuff. They devalue everything. Like, even in the beginning when they used to do the Bud Shootout, it used to only be poll winners, and then they started adding, past champions, and they started adding if you won the race, and then they started adding, um, wasn't it at the very end they started adding if you even won a race? I don't even know. Maybe that wasn't right,
Well,
but
I don't know. It was basically everyone was getting
yeah.
in,
Well, yeah, and it
but
was like just leave it as the poll winners. That's what makes winning a poll is exciting. You get to race in like
yeah, I remember
oh
it. It was basically a 20 lap shootout, take about 30 minutes TV time.
yeah.
Full winners, there sometimes you'd have 7 guys, but
Hmm.
they get out there, it'd be a nice little tease for the Daytona 500.
Hmm.
And back then, the qualifying races weren't live; they were tape delayed and ran
Hmm.
on Saturdays.
Yeah. Hmm.
So it was your little Daytona 500 preview for the next week, and that's all it needed to be.
Yeah. No, it
And
didn't have to be anything crazy. And yeah. So, um, but long story short, yeah, they had a window in the middle of the season. You are correct on that. If they would have came out and been like, we're doing a 10 race chase, it didn't have to be exactly how they did it before, but just something similar to that. People would have been all the full season people. Well, I don't say all, but majority of them probably would have been like, ooh, and I'm one of them. I would have been like, hey, I'm fine with that. But I'm at the point now where if it's not a full season point system, this is a fucking joke. Like,
yeah,
it's just a joke. Like, do you even care about the sport anymore? Because clearly you don't. Because every poll out there, and I have over 10 different polls off Twitter, YouTube, and every single one's the same. And they're different demographics of people that are voting in there because they're from different people that put them out there. The main two that always get pulled up are Mark Martins and Jeff
Jeff
Glucks. But
Glucks, yeah,
yeah, but they're all the same. It's over half of the population on there wants a full season points, and then you have about 26 to like maybe 35% that want a 10 race chase, and then the rest is playoffs or something else. And that's like 10%. So it's just like, where are you guys getting your information from? Because if you clearly have something out there that shows that people want to see playoff racing, please just present it to us and we'll shut the fuck up. Like, be like, hey, we have this data and this is why we're doing it. And if you don't like it, too bad. That's what we're doing. Like, that's what I appreciated from the Bill France Jr. era. He at least put his foot down and said, this is what we're fucking doing. Like it or not, there's the door. You can go that way if you want. At least he stuck to his guns and this is what he was doing. If NASCAR would come out and just say that, I would have way more respect for them. I would still be pissed off and be like, whatever, I'm not watching this shit. But at least you have something that you're standing on. They're not standing on anything. They're just calling everyone bots and being like, no, it's not realistic. Everything's fine. The sport's in perfect health and the numbers don't mean anything. Look at the TV deal we have.
yeah,
What?
on USA Network.
We're actually going on Nickelodeon next year for the kids.
Oh,
Oh, like drives me
that
nuts.
might help. I think, yeah,
That might help.
might help.
Um, I
Uh,
I hope they're not going to the 3-3-3-4. I don't think that changes really much. Obviously, you're not going to have a one race take all, but you're still not going to get who was the best all year. And that's what I want to see because that builds superstars, that builds consistency, that that just builds your whole sport on credibility. And the IndyCar does it, and F1 does it. F1's growing. F1's been
yeah,
growing. IndyCar, you could arguably say, is not growing, but they kind of stopped the bleeding. And
yeah. IndyCar always goes
like,
back and forth in my
yeah,
mind. Before the hybrid system, I thought the
mhm,
racing was getting really good, and then they put the
it
hybrid
was.
on there,
Yeah,
and the extra weights kind of
yeah, it
hurt
kind of.
the on-track product.
But
But
with this new TV deal, they've got more views. I think they've stopped the bleeding. They could continue to bleed next year, but we'll see. But they're not going out there trying to gimmick up their shit, at least that I've heard yet. So,
Yeah. In fact, they rejected it when they were asked about it. All the drivers said,
yeah,
don't even bring that up."
no, because it doesn't bring anything exciting at all. It's manufactured bullshit, and I don't have an issue with manufactured stuff, but then you can't call yourself a sport, and I want really good scripts then at that point. So,
You
like,
want it to be, if you're gonna go wrestling, go all the
yeah,
way.
yes, go all the way. Like I will enjoy watching wrestling if I know it's all made up and it's a script, because then I'm like, okay, I can buy into this. But don't half-ass script it and be like, we're trying to manufacture something like 1992, which would arguably never fucking happen if they put their stupid playoff system in that. Because Alan Quickie would have been out. He had a big run in the last 5 races to get himself in that situation to win that thing. So
Yeah.
they can shove it up their fucking ass. It just drives me insane.
Well, there was a lot of things going on for 92. Davey Allison repeatedly getting hurt.
Yeah.
Else he probably would have run away with that.
Hmm.
And then good old Ernie Irvan wrecks in the final race, which I like Ernie. I hope he's doing well. He had a rough end of his career,
He did. Uh,
but yeah, I don't think kids today want scripted fakeness.
no, all the younger people that I um, talk to or even have chit chat with on the web or outside of the web, they don't want a playoff system. They just want a point system where you're just tallying up the points. And
Yeah,
there are some that want like the chase system, which I personally don't have an issue with, but we've gone this far now. I'm just over it. I don't want a chase system. I don't want any playoffs. I don't want any like anything like that. Like in my perfect world, move it down to a 30 race season. Do go to one freaking race or one track per race, except for Daytona and Talladega. They can have two if you want to have two at Charlotte, but just
on
leave
the
it at
oval.
yeah, no roval, no roval.
It was fun the first couple of years.
It was. Well, if they want to bring it back like every 5 years, that'd be fine. But bring this down to a 30 race and then just pull races out every once in a while. Like maybe Iowa you run every other year. Or maybe um
Iowa is one of the best tracks right now, I think.
it
Short
is.
tracks.
It is. I'm just pulling that out of my ass
But
because
no,
there's
I like the 30 races.
yeah,
I
because
think you can rotate them. You can
yeah,
have like a Mid Ohio one time
yeah.
and
You
some
can
other tracks.
you just rotate stuff in because it keeps stuff fresh and it keeps people wanting to go to that track or watch that track because it's not on the season every time. You don't need to oversaturate the market. Keep it a 30 race. That way you can leave some time in between for weeks off. Or if you don't want to do that, just condense it all down and you're done before or right when football starts and you don't have to compete with football ever.
Yeah,
And
I don't
like,
like how everyone's scared of football though.
yeah,
Like we competed against football for years,
oh, I know.
but I think a 30 race schedule and then you can take six exhibition races. You've already got two right now. You can have a couple,
Mhm.
one December, one January, and you can
Yeah,
do whatever craziness you want
yeah,
in those exhibition races. We could go to Eldora in the summertime.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
like, yeah, I don't understand why they're. I don't know. It. I don't understand it. I guess.
yeah. No, like I would want to schedule that respects tradition, but also does mixes in some different things every year. We got
Yeah. Like I don't hate and didn't hate the um uh Chicago street race. It was just more or less like, why are we going to this track on 4th of July? Like I truly miss when they
TV.
went to Daytona in the 4th of July. I get that Florida says, hey, we don't want you around here because we already have enough tourism on that. Who fucking cares? It's tradition. Most reason why people love a sport is tradition. Why do you think football plays on Thanksgiving? Because they want to? because there's tradition. The turkey or whatever, however you fucking say that, that they have that they've had for I don't even know since the '90s when
Yeah.
John Madden used to ream his mouth about it. So like like tradition is a really crucial part of any sport, and NASCAR has literally ripped a lot of that out of the sport. And you can have tradition, you can have new stuff. It is possible, but they like to just rip everything away. So
Yeah.
drives me nuts. I think it's probably going to be a 10 race chase. But I guess time will
Well,
tell.
if it is, they can do worse. I'd be interesting to see what kind of weird way they'd see the drivers in a 10 race chase
It would probably
instead of
be,
just keeping it simple.
they would probably they'd probably screw it up somehow. They'd probably be like
I know.
everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, I love that." And they'd be like, "Yeah, but how we're going to seed it is you get in with 12 drivers. The 12th place driver starts first and the last place starts last. And you got to work your way back up." It's like, "Oh, cool." And then we'll have people trying to sandbag before they get into the 10.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy Johnson, you could tell which
Oh,
races he was testing out different things
yeah.
before they got to the chase.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of, we'll take this race and make it a test session instead of
Yeah.
we're going to go out and win it.
No, that I
But
think that is part of the reason why Jimmy and Chad were so good in that chase. And also, they never switched up the tracks in the chase. Like it was always the same 10. Like move them around or change one of them up because they just know that what track they're going to every time. So
yeah,
they got used to, hey, Jimmy, we just need to get into the chase and then we just need to get locked and loaded for these 10 races. Like basically what people can do now. Win a race and then just be like, all right, we just need to focus on the last 10 races. That's it.
yeah.
A lot of drivers still don't do that, but they should just for shits and gigs just to screw it over. But
Well, even being great in the last 10 races doesn't get you the
oh, it doesn't.
final
No,
race with this thing. Christopher Bell would have won the full season points and the
I
chase
know.
points this past year. And
It's criminal what they have done to Christopher Bell because
yeah, if you don't count stages, that he would have been
yeah.
your champion.
Well, let's hammer these last couple out here. Um, so it is the off season. It's almost January. I personally remember January being Daytona test session month, and I really, really miss that. Just because it just gave a little storylines, kind of like what I was talking about earlier. I've kind of been researching more and more on the 2002 preseason or off season. Ward Burton was running some of the fastest times during that January testing. So then when they got to speed weeks, when they were going to qualify, and you can go watch qualifying on YouTube for that 2002 Daytona 500, every person that they interviewed, and no lie, they did such a good job back then. They literally probably interviewed 30 of the 45 or 46 drivers that were trying to get in that. It was probably more than 46. It's probably like 48. But they did more than half. And probably 75% of those drivers, because they would ask, who do you think's the car to beat out there? They said the 22 car, the 22 car, the 22 car. And then the 22 goes out there and doesn't even get it. It ended up being Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick on the front row. So, like, those storylines are missed completely. And I get they're trying to save the team's money. I don't know. I'm
I
all
see.
for saving a little money, but at the same time, give them at least a week or something. Say,
Yeah,
hey, we're going out there for 2 to 3 days or something to do a little testing for the Daytona 500. It's your biggest race of the season. It's like the Indianapolis 500.
yeah. Uh, the storylines to the Daytona 500 would start in January. The 90s, the manufacturers would go down on separate days.
Hmm.
Um, and then 2000 they NASCAR said, "Hey, we're going to hold it ourselves, and everyone's coming down."
Hmm.
But in just speak '02, I remember Jeff Bodine underfunded car ripping quick
Hmm.
times in
Yeah.
those test sessions, and I think he got third in that race
Yeah, he did.
after all the carnage.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, January was a really big deal, and you do the Winston preview was then too, where you'd see all the new paint schemes for the
Yeah.
year,
And
and you get to
and also
identify with all
the
the cars.
yeah, that and the just seeing a test car that didn't have all the decals on was it was a cool scene to like see. Like some teams would have just their number on it, some wouldn't have any sponsors on it. Some would have like for instance Ward Burton one year it was an all gray car and it had little like specks on it, but then it had a black cat logo on the front and that was it. It
Yeah,
just just really cool little paint schemes like that, even though it wasn't technically a paint scheme. It was cool to see, you know.
yeah. It was cool enough to get into to the EA Sports video games.
Yeah, it was.
No, I miss it. I miss the story. I miss the build up to the Daytona
Yeah,
500. The stories would progress all week. Like '02, Chevys had a big advantage, and they kept cutting spoilers off the other cars,
yeah, no,
and that was the storyline throughout the whole race,
yeah,
or throughout
uh,
the whole week, I should say.
yeah. Well, Speed Weeks was a an exciting time, and
So
it's not. They call it Speed Week. It's barely Speed Week. Uh, it's like
starts on
speed.
Tuesday.
It's like Speed
They used to start
4 days.
Friday. They'd come down on a Friday and go the whole time. I went down there one year,
Hmm.
the week before the 500, watched some World of Outlaws at Volusia,
Hmm.
and you had the New Samara, New Smyrna super late models going on over there too. I watched and then watched Bush Clash.
Yeah,
It's a good vacation, or it was a good vacation.
yeah.
They've
Um,
yeah,
the I would love for them to bring back Speed Weeks, like just bring it back and bring back testing, but just lump it all into one. Bring back 2 weeks, and it wouldn't be that difficult to do. You could bring back, you go like, you could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 days of testing. It could be like 2 hours if you want to. And if you don't want to practice, you don't have to. It's not mandatory. It's just, you know, if someone wants to go out and be out there. And then you could have I would love for them to bring back the Bush Clash there. I get they like going around to short tracks, and that is fun, but make it a new tradition. That's something that they can make a new tradition out of. Go to a short track at the end of the year or middle of the season or something, you know, and just have
yeah,
it be an exhibition race or do it in January. I don't know. Like, there's no racing in January. Like, so, but you would have the first week be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or you could do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, all test sessions, and then that Sunday you would have qualifying for the Daytona 500, and then you wouldn't have the duels till Thursday. If you wanted to do the Bush Clash, then in between there, maybe on like a Monday or Tuesday, or if you went the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you could have the Bush Clash on Saturday, and then you could go Sunday qualifying. But then you'd have the duels on Thursday, maybe one more practice session on Friday or Saturday, and then you have Daytona 500. And you would have 2 full weeks. You'd call it speed weeks again. And you're just ramping it all into one lumped area. And yeah, teams are going to have to pay more because they're out there practicing. But at least you're building storylines. You have 2 weeks to build up one of your, not one, the biggest race that NASCAR still has. It's basically the only one that people tune into and they get 5 million plus fans or people watching at least. Um, so why not build that up? IndyCar
yeah.
still does it. Why aren't we doing that? That it just again mind-boggling. we're trying to save the team's money. Okay, this is the biggest race of the entire year, and arguably what you guys built up as one of the biggest, most badass races that you want to win. And if you're not going to build it up, who's going to build it up? It doesn't just build itself up on its own. You have to build it for it. It's an inanimate object. It's a racetrack. It can only do so
Yeah,
much. It has history, and that's it. Like,
but yeah, I like. Yeah, I'd like to be down there a whole week. Like to
yeah.
have the what would be Bush Clash with just pole winners
Hmm.
doing a dash. That'd be fun. Um, when was the last Daytona 500 that you watched that you thought was actually good though?
Ooh, oh man. I did enjoy. Was it the 2020? Was it the one when Brad and Joey wrecked in turn four, that big fireball? Was that 2020 or was that 2019?
Uh, I
It
I'd
might
have
have.
to look that up. It might have been 21.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was 2020 because then the pandemic happened after that. I'm pretty sure it was that race because then that was the one Michael McDowell won, wasn't it? He slipped by.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, everyone wrecked, which
yeah.
I thought that was a terrible move. It was 21.
Oh, it was a terrible move. It was a terrible move. But that was probably
That
the last one that I actually enjoyed watching the race. Um, but prior to that, Dale Jr.'s in 2014 was a long race, but it was mostly enjoyable. Probably all the way back to 2007 when Harvick won, and then yeah, those are the ones that stick out to me at least. But it's been a
yeah,
while. Like
it has been a while.
these last what four, basically in the Gen 7 era, have not been enjoyable to watch. Like,
No, I thought the one Ricky Stenhouse won when you had Kyle Busch with
yeah,
Austin Dillon
wasn't
and then
terrible.
RFK.
Mhm.
I was really excited for those two battling, and then we had a bunch of cautions, and you don't get the storyline that Kyle Busch wins the race.
Yeah,
That was a letdown. I think the last one I actually enjoyed was 17 when Kirk Busch won. Everyone ran out of gas.
I don't even know if I watched that one, to be honest with you.
There was a big wreck, and
Was
then
that when
everyone
he
was
was
close.
that when he was in the 41?
Yeah, he was 41
41?
Haas.
Okay.
Uh, it's a big wreck, and then they were tight on fuel going back to green,
Hmm.
and everyone starts running out, and Kurt Busch wins.
Wins.
But the last actual, oh man, this is awesome, I
Hmm.
think was the year before that with Denny Hamlin.
I did
They
forget.
combined Martin Truex,
Yeah, Denny was really
16.
sneaky. He
Yeah, he was.
29.
But
I think the year before that, the one that Mike McDowell won, I think Denny was two in a row.
yes,
But
I don't
it
know.
was always fun watching Denny race in that. I would love for him to get into the Xfinity series and watch him run around with one of those cars because man, they're just it's so much more fun to watch them make moves in the older car and in the uh, O'Reilly series car
Yeah.
because they can't make moves with this car. There's,
No, they can't. They run single. They save gas, run single file. It's a track position race.
yeah, it's dumb. And then when it comes down to crunch time and you're trying to push, it just comes down to the first two rows and that's it. It's your pusher and then the front guy. Otherwise, the rest of the people are just at the mercy of I'm behind someone.
Yeah.
Like, you can't pull out. You can't make a third lane unless for some reason the front people start, not pushing. Like,
Yeah, it's frustrating for a race that's known for good finishes. We haven't had
yeah, it
good
hasn't been.
finishes in a while.
And, going off of the package they run now and what can be done, I we were talking before this how you were like, I don't know what we should do or what they should do. I don't really know either. I think they just need to start pulling downforce off, you know. cutting the
Yeah.
spoiler off, you know,
Well, you got a
you
lot of drag, but
remove the,
unlike when you had the giant ass spoilers, you can't pass each other.
well, yeah.
So it's like, how do you fix the drag problem so you can form a third line and make moves?
Mhm.
I don't know. The cars are stuck to the ground with the underbody. Everyone's saving fuel in a tight box of setup choices.
Well, I don't. So back in what 2001, they had that nice wicker bill on the
Yes.
top and then on the spoiler.
Yep.
Um, and then they got rid of though I think both of them for 2002, didn't they? Or at least for sure the one on the spoiler they did.
Yeah, they pulled it
Yeah.
for
Um,
2002.
you know, I I love the racing from 2001 to 07-ish around there. I love
Yeah.
like probably some of the best super speedway racing. It has the best combination of pack racing and then also you get a little bit of the other. And I know people bitched about when they raced in a fucking train around the track, but in hindsight, I personally would rather watch them run around in a fucking train than in a pack that you can't pass. Like at least they could pass. It was just they were just waiting and playing a cat and mouse game or, you know, saving a little bit of fuel or stuff. I don't know. It just
Yeah. It was very odd to see them go up to the top line
it
and ride. And then you get a race. I think it was the 2013 Talladega where it was just crazy the whole time. I'm like, why don't you do this every race?
yeah. I, and it kind of just depends on the drivers. And
Yeah.
I would rather put it in the driver's hands because if you're NASCAR, it's in the driver's hands, not in my hands. You can at least blame it on that. And people are
Yeah.
always going to be mad, but at least you'd be like, it's not the car's fault. Because
No,
clearly it's the car's fault right now.
it is
It's
car's
not.
fault.
Yeah.
And I think that the easiest fix is take away stages so you're not always saving fuel.
Hmm.
And then you'd get green flag pit stops and you'd have um, the trains trying to break away from the other people
Yeah.
and run
I,
fast lap times,
I miss green
which
flag pit stops.
you're not getting that right now.
No. Green flag pit stops are, it happens like once a race, and it's usually in the third stage. And
Yeah, it used to be the grind of a long race, and now
yeah,
it's we're gonna pit midway through the stage
yeah,
and not really push our tires ever.
no. So it's just, I don't like stage racing either. So I think those need to go. Um, if they wanted to still leave stage races, but then just pay the points out and just keep racing. I know they did
I
that for the
They did that for
road
the road
road
courses, but
courses, and then they backed it off because people were quote unquote bitching about it. Like
we
now
had a
you
great
listen to the fans. Now you listen to the fans. Yeah, we listen to the fans then, but never any other time. Okay.
I, I thought that was weird to me. The online flowback. It was the Indianapolis race when you had
Yeah.
Elliott trying to win. You had Suarez and Michael McDowell, and the whole race they were fighting out for the lead.
Hmm.
And then I go online after the race. I'm like, everyone hated that?
But that's the one time NASCAR listens to. No other time they will not listen to us. So just mind-boggling. But um, well, do you have any other thoughts on anything in NASCAR? Well, as we'll wrap
Anything
this
in
bad
this?
boy up.
I don't think we've trashed the car enough.
Okay, we can keep trashing
It's
it.
I don't know. I want to know who came up with the idea to bring a sports car into NASCAR with independent rear suspension, go away from everything that
Um,
if you look back at what when the sport is great, you've now left everything about it with the skinnier sidewalls, independent rear suspension,
mhm,
the underbody downforce. It used to be simple cars with horsepower.
yeah. Um, I can't remember his name. He was talking at the the trial. He was one of the guys that helped design it. Um, he he thought it was great, and the car has helped out NASCAR and helped out the racing. I don't know what rock he's living underneath because it's literally done no good things. You can arguably say that it's helped mile and a half tracks, um, sure, but everywhere else it's killed short tracks. Road courses aren't good at all. Um, and super speedway racing in the last
outside of
couple
Atlanta.
outside of Atlanta, yeah. Um, well, that's a travesty in it all. Like that should have never been done to that track. Do it to Texas. Do it to Texas.
Yes, I wish they would have done it to Texas.
Like if they would have did that to Texas, I would have been like, whatever. And I get, hey, we're trying to get more ticket sales. Well, go down to one race. Like, go to one race. I don't
Yeah.
understand what. Uh, again, I guess I just don't understand. Like,
Well, the Atlanta sports market's a weird deal, and that track was built in the 60s
mhm,
south of town off old 41 highway.
mhm.
So it's not close to the interstate. It's on the opposite side of town from where the money is, and the grandstands face the sun, so you bake all day.
Love
So
bacon.
yeah,
Well,
when they switched the back stretch to the front stretch and moved the stands over, you went from being in the shade to in the sun.
son, yeah,
Yeah, which nobody wants to be
bacon.
bacon in the South.
I feel like there were so many other options besides let's just turn this thing into a super speedway. But, you know, what do I know again? Let's just build it into a super speedway. What about putting like maybe a little shelter over the top? I get the sun's coming this way, but that maybe helps out a little bit. What about running at night? Because they already run at night anyways.
Yeah,
Just, I
well,
don't
that was
know.
the track that was due for the repave when the
It
new car
was.
was coming out.
It was. Um, it's just a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah, I liked Old Atlanta. I wish we had Old Atlanta. I don't mind New Atlanta. They actually let off the gas in the corners and build runs down the straightaways,
Yeah.
unlike the
No,
other two plate tracks.
I
I miss,
think it will become a better um, track over time. Like, not that it's bad right now. I just, it'll be interesting to see if they put the regular package on instead of the super speedway package.
yeah, I don't
You
have the
know,
faith. I don't have the
so
faith in leadership to do that.
what are you talking about? They're always looking out for us.
Yeah. No, I wish we had old Bristol back. I
Yeah,
don't mind New Bristol, but it's not
it's not the
like you
same.
loved Bristol because it was single file on the bottom and you got people out of the way. And there are other tracks where you ran side by side,
Yeah,
and it's
well,
I think it's hurt that attendance quite a bit.
yeah, It used to create one. It was difficult, and like you said, it was a single lane track, but it just created tempers. People got pissed off at each other because you were running 500 laps around a 15-second lap bull ring,
Yeah,
and people were just not constantly pushing each other, but there wasn't much time to think, and you're always just, you know,
it was always there.
it created tempers, and that's half the reason why a lot of those people went down there. Like it was just fun to see the cars beat and bang, and people get mad, and it was a cool track. It was a very cool track.
Yeah.
But
No, I miss it. I miss
yeah,
it.
I don't hate, like you said, I don't hate the new one. It's just, it's kind of one of those things, don't fix something if it's not broke. Um, and they fixed it when it wasn't broken. So,
Yeah. I
like,
don't know. It kind of races like Winchester now with the high side. If you watched a late model race at Winchester, they
I
all go up
haven't.
high. Okay.
Um,
But then they start putting that PJ1 down to get two lanes.
yeah, yeah, it kind of has done the opposite effect. Like the high side is the way to run over time.
Yeah.
But
There's no bump and run on that.
no, there's not. That's
Took
not
away
fun.
what made the track famous.
Yeah. Uh, I I don't know that this car. There's nothing. They, I would just love for them to just scrap it, and obviously there's not a lot of parts for the um, Xfinity or the O'Reilly series, but fuck it, just start making them again. Like, like,
Yeah.
uh,
No, if I saw a thread on Twitter, the engineers from a team talking, they're gonna keep this car through its lifespan, which is about 5, 6 more years, which is basically the TV contract.
mhm,
And so that it just makes me nervous for the future.
yeah. Well, definitely. I'm not guaranteeing that there's going to be big change, but there's definitely going to have to be some sort of big change in the next 2 to 3 years. Because if not, and they just stay on this same trajectory, I don't know how the TV is going to pay them more money. Like, I can look at the views and see they're just dropping, and I'm not going to pay someone if you're just losing viewers. And literally on every sort of Facebook, Instagram, X, even on YouTube, like you can see the negativity towards NASCAR.
Yeah,
You can
there's no
see
hiding
it.
from it when you go
Yeah,
online.
yeah. Like I don't know how these TV executives can't see that. like like the whole old saying, like bad publicity is still good publicity. To a point, it is. This is way past it now. Like this is
Yeah,
not good.
basically,
So
yeah.
yeah. Obviously, we don't know what the points will be like, but you just want to throw a guess out there. Who's going to win the most races and the most races in the championship this year?
If Denny comes back, he's the favorite.
Okay, you think Danny's? I think so,
Yeah.
yeah, on that. I could agree with you on that one. Does he
Otherwise,
win? Obviously, you don't know the points. You don't know what the system's going to be.
depends on the system. Um, I don't know. The players is it's going to be Gibbs, Hendrick, and possibly Penske.
Correct.
Um,
Yeah.
the way the manufacturer money spills down to the teams, those are your
Yeah.
realistic choices. Um, so I think Larson Byron, you got all you got three from Gibbs with Briscoe, Bell,
Mhm.
and Hamlin, and then top Penske drivers, 12 car, Blaney. I don't think Logano's consistent anymore like he was 10 years ago.
No, he arguably he that championship he just won, that should have never fucking happened.
No, no, his stats were really good in the mid-teens, but
Yeah,
he is
they were.
not consistent like he was.
No, he's definitely fallen off the wagon. Um, I will say, I feel like the fact that Joey won, and I'm not discrediting Ryan Blaney as not a credible champion because I think he could in a perfect world.
Yeah,
But his championship was flawed because he just literally just went on a heater the last basically 3 races.
yes,
And that's just insanely stupid that you can do that. Um, I get the whole, well, they're just playing the system. Well, the system's broken. And the system has been broke for a while. And I don't understand why we aren't going to a full season point system because all these drivers that are now in this racing have not run a full season point system ever. At least in the Winston Cup or the Cup Series time. They might have in lower divisions back in their day, but Brad Keselowski didn't. Brad wasn't around for that. Kyle Busch wasn't
no,
around for that. Um, None of them were around for that. So,
which Brad's championship, he would have won full season points
He would have.
too.
Yeah.
He
So,
came on really strong at the end.
yeah.
Blaney's problems DNS this past year. He fixed consistency other than
Mhm.
wrecking cars.
Yeah.
So if he fixes that, he could make a run. But
Yeah.
I think Hamlin Bell are your are your top two.
Mhm.
But I definitely think Larson and Byron. Byron probably more than Larson because of the
Consistency.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and those would
Yeah.
be your players,
No.
possibly Briscoe and Blaney.
Yeah. No, that's why
It
I would love to see a full season because you get to see all that play out, and it would just be very cool to tune in every week to see that. Like, and then not just that, like it's not even about like the championship. It is that the championship is that be all end all, but it's just winning races. Like I enjoy watching people try and win races, stack wins, get multiple wins. You know,
Yeah, it was the
Uh,
grind of being consistent week in, week out,
yeah, like
and and
and
then you'd see somebody pop in and win. Like when Johnny Benson won in the end of '02, that was pretty cool.
yeah, like
And when
consistency doesn't matter nowadays. It doesn't matter. Like it truly
Not at
doesn't.
all. Like
So,
there's not much that does matter, but I think full season you'd get some surprises. Like Busher is a pretty good points racer.
he is.
Chastain could be a good points racer.
Hmm. Well, Chris Buescher kind of had an off year. If he was a little shaky in some areas, but he was still pretty consistent. But then he never
Yeah,
got a win. So like, if he puts that a good season together, he could easily be a top five guy, maybe even win the whole thing. So
yeah.
just like RFK
Which
has progressively gotten better and better since when Brad wasn't there. Um, they definitely could get back in the whole, fighting for a championship, um, if they do have a full season point system. And but I don't know. And the whole point that that's all NASCAR is focused on is the championship is ridiculous because that's not why people tune in to a race to see the championship. That's like you can't compare racing to football or any other sport like that because it's not like that. You're racing against 36 plus other people, and then you have fans out there that are fans of certain drivers and pull for those fans. And they understand the race. They understand who can win and who can't, what can happen, and they don't care if Christopher Bell is going to run away with the championship because their favorite driver, let's just say Austin Dillon, is still out there racing and he has a chance to go win a race. They want to watch him win a race. It's not always about, oh, the championship's locked up. I'm not watching this anymore. No, that's
I don't
like
know anyone that thinks that.
that's like the smallest amount of people, and those people you shouldn't even be catering to. Like they they don't
Well,
care. They don't care anyways. So,
no. Did you know they're scripting the races for the TV broadcast before they go into them?
oh no,
They've got a list of which drivers they want to focus on, particularly trucks. You
really?
see it really bad in trucks.
Oh,
In
they're really
Xfinity, um, uh, and Cup, like they
yeah,
focus on, we're going to have storylines with these
for this
drivers going in. It's not, hey, we're going to watch a race together and
and just go.
broadcast how it plays out.
Well, a lot of that, excuse me, I think has transitioned from them getting away from practice.
Yeah. So they're not building storylines
Yeah,
coming in.
you can't, you don't know who's going to be fast. You don't know any of that stuff, and that's just dumb. Like I understand they're trying to save the team's money, but there's a point of saving money and killing the product, and they're killing the product.
Yeah.
So
They're
you
not
have,
saving money too.
yeah.
They're
Well,
just spending it elsewhere.
I know they're just moving it somewhere else. So it's like, and yeah, like
Yeah. I,
bring back two practice sessions. That's it. They can both be an hour each, and that would clear up a lot more things. You could have one before qualifying, one after qualifying, or just make it a 2 hour practice. I don't know, but like you need a bigger sample size of practice so you can start building your notebook for what you're going to be talking about because of that point. And we had gotten lucky a handful of times where what was it, Martinsville, when Blaney qualified back in 30th. So
Yes.
there was a reason to kind of watch someone kind of dip and dive through the field. Otherwise, that rarely happens anymore in this stupid car, and then in this time where it's basically all about qualifying, because where you qualify is basically where you're going to race the whole time. There's a
Yeah,
select few.
where you qualifies is who's going to get stage points.
Yeah.
So you spread out
Hmm.
the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah. And then they re-rack them every time, and it just there's a handful of drivers that can literally drive through the field because of just their raw talent, and it's Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, William
Ha-
Byron can do it every once in a while.
Hamlin can do it
Hamlin can do it. Um, Chase Elliott can do it at times, but
sometimes.
he's very quiet, and when he does do it, he doesn't drive all the way to the front of the field. It's usually like he'll come from 25th and drive all the way to like 10th, and then just hover around that area.
Yeah.
Um,
Chase Elliott's skill set to me was getting in a rhythm and saving tires, and he could
mhm,
do that very well in the Gen 6 car, and you don't see that as much in this car.
no. So, but yeah, it's frustrating to watch a, a sport that used to have excitement and things to watch, and they would like the broadcasts are just so bad. Like
They really are.
they're they're terrible. It's it's equivalent to like Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, how they are super annoying sometimes, and it's just fun to just mute them and just watch the game. Or you turn the radio on and mute them, and you like
Yeah.
it's gotten to that point where, especially in the truck series, Jamie Little is absolutely atrocious at what she does. She's a great pit reporter, and she should go back to doing that because she was fucking an excellent pit reporter.
He
Everyone
could
else
probably
in that
do
booth,
pre-race.
yeah, or that too. Um, but terrible up in the booth. Everyone up in that booth in that truck booth is terrible. Michael
It really
Michael
is.
Michael Waltrip. I don't know. Like when Michael very first started broadcasting way back, in like the nationwide times when he was still racing Cup and he still
Yeah.
had a team and he'd go up in the booth every once in a while. He wasn't terrible then, and it just seems like he's gotten progressively worse. Like they've almost like told him to be like, "Hey, be as silly as possible." And it's like a little silliness is fine, but I want like people to take it serious because I want it to be serious. Like it's a serious sport. So take it serious. And there's a time to joke and be funny, and that's good to put it in there, but it seems like he's just a clown show all the time. And it's like,
Well, in his mind, that's how he got to stay in racing so long, is he wasn't ever the fastest driver like his brother
true.
was,
Yeah.
but he was entertaining, so he always kept sponsorship and sponsors liked him.
Mm.
But older he gets, the more he lays it on there, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, it's not good.
I'd rather watch flow racing
Oh
than
yeah.
trucks.
They're the commentators in the grassroots of like any of them, even down in high limit, they're just better. They're just an overall better at what they do. And I don't know if it's the TV production that is behind a lot of this that is telling them, "Hey, this is what we're doing." Kind of like what you were saying is they already have stuff scripted out. And if that's the case, that's terrible. And you
Yeah.
can definitely see like the quality. Like when I go back and watch early 2000 races, like they're so much more informative and they show you and talk to you. Like they used to have the cutaway car and they'd go down to like Jeff Hammond and he would show you on there. And they have some graphics like that nowadays, but it's just a graphic. It does so much more to actually have a car there and you're showing it with a camera and you can see it. Um, and I don't know, just dumb.
No, they're
Like,
trying to entertain instead of inform.
yeah,
They're not doing a very good job of it.
no. And
Like you've got a bunch of nerds watching the sport. We want to know the details of the car.
yeah, and people that don't know what's going on, that are new fans, they'll figure it out. Like you, they take people for being completely stupid, and yeah, people are stupid at times. But if someone really likes something or is interested in it, they will figure it out. I don't know of that many people, and I don't know if you can contest this, but I don't know of that many people that are just scrolling through the TV, find something, and are like, I don't really like this, or I do like this, and then they just watch or don't watch. I'm usually over at a friend's house, and they're introducing me to something, or I have a friend over, and I'm introducing them to it. I'm usually not coming across stuff, and then I'm expecting that TV show or that sport to make me into a fan. Do you understand kind of what I'm saying there? Like
Yeah,
it grabs you, but then the whole reason behind all that is someone brings you into the sport. Like when I came into the sport, my dad was watching it one day, and then I just watched it with him. And then my grandpa has been was a huge NASCAR fan way back in the day, and I watched it because he watched it, and it was a kind of a family thing. Then I brought my friends into it because I was like, "Hey, let's play this video game together." Like, "Oh, this is pretty fun." And then they started watching it with me, and then I finally brought them to a race. Like there was no way that any of my friends were gonna just turn the TV on and be like, "This looks interesting," or "I hate this." They were just gonna go buy it anyways because they're like, "I don't understand anything that's going on here." There was nothing that was ever going to that TV can do that. You have to cater to the people that are watching the race because they are going to bring in more people. If it's exciting and people are watching it, they're going to ask, "Why are you watching this?" "I'm watching it because of XYZ." "Here, watch this thing." So it's just, they're overcomplicating it way too much, and it just needs to be in, keep your core fan base happy. Because if you keep your core fan base happy, they will bring in other people. It
yeah,
works. That's how the sport was built. Was hey, it was kind of a Ponzi scheme. Oh, you bring four friends in, and I'll bring four friends in, and and they just kept building it and building it, and they just kept it a simple sport about fast cars and personalities. It's gotten so far away from that.
yeah. Relatable personalities.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's so much buying rights today that's not relatable.
no,
But yeah, good product sells itself.
oh yeah. So
You just gotta get back to basics and make it a good product again.
yeah, they just need to get back to selling a good product, and that's it. Like don't overthink it. And they're the dumbest part is they're a private company. So it's not even like they're like owned by another company where it's like, "Oh, we need you to get these profits up or we need you to keep pushing these limits." Like, yeah, they do have the TV providers that they have to, get their views up, but clearly they don't care because the views have dropped. So
Yeah,
they haven't they haven't tried to fix that. So I don't know.
yeah. Well, live sports is king, but it's only gonna last so long if you can't fix the product.
True. Do that. Before we close this out, do you watch a lot of 410 sprint car racing, or just
Uh,
kind of here and there?
I like the super late model dirt cars better, but I will
Okay.
watch the 410s.
Yeah. Only reason why I asked that is because I've gotten into watching more 410 sprint cars. One, just because Kyle Larson races, and Rico's in there. It's
Yeah.
fun to watch Rico. Rico is a really good fucking driver. Um, but I feel like that sport has blown up big time ever since, High Limit has come into the era, or
Yeah. World of
um,
Outlaws has always been a good product, and you
it
got
has.
two
I,
competing series right now.
but
I think World of Outlaws got the three really good drivers, but the High Limits has a full field of competitive cars.
yeah, I would agree with that too. Um, but I feel like they're in a booming stage, definitely.
Yes.
Um, they'll, well, I shouldn't say they'll never catch NASCAR because if NASCAR keeps trending like this, it could converge like this at some point. But
Yeah,
it's
they
highly
are
unlikely.
limited on the tracks.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I hear more people say, "Oh, I just went to a dirt race, or 410 sprint car. I watched a 410 sprint car race, and they enjoyed it more than a NASCAR race." And that's depressing as a NASCAR fan because you're like,
It's
"Hey,
true.
uh, NASCAR, why aren't you doing something about this?" Because they're literally not gimmicking anything up. There's nothing that the 410 sprint cars do that's a gimmick that I can think of.
Other than the fuel stops.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I get
They
that.
they do the open red the
Yeah,
fill up with fuel and they change tire pressure, but
that's
other
true.
than that, it's pretty
Yeah,
line them up for 30 laps to go.
yeah. There is that little bit, but overall, it's just a badass race car that has more horsepower than a cup car.
Yeah, they're turning 900 horsepower at both the sprints and the late models.
Yeah,
You're on the edge of traction.
yeah.
You can tell that those guys are on the edge of traction,
Hmm.
and that sense of speed, I think, comes through the TV.
Oh, very much. It does. It very much does. Especially because most of them are shorter, smaller tracks, but
Yeah,
and the fact that Flow Racing and whoever else does the production does a really good job of not always zooming straight in on one little pack. Like they'll do it every once in a while, but
yeah, but it's not Fox.
it's not just like back it up a little bit. Let us see the whole field. That was like that was half the battle and half the fun when I was looking for Ward Burton. I was like, "Oh, where's the cat car? Oh, I can see it. It's back there." Like,
Yeah,
don't focus on two cars the whole time. You can do it every
you could
once in
be
a while.
talking
Like,
about two cars, but
yeah,
that's not the only cars on the
yeah,
TV,
you
and you
can,
can actually see what lines
yeah,
through the corners people are driving
yeah.
to make
It's just,
time.
I don't know.
Have you been to a sprint car race in person?
I have up here in Fargo, the World of Outlaws came up. I
Okay.
got my picture with Casey Kane.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody watching that hasn't been needs to go. The like you think they're fast on TV, go see them in
Oh,
person.
they whip around there. They're definitely fun to watch. So um, they're definitely worth the time. And 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 you get a you lit like you can also meet NASCAR drivers, but sometimes you got to get pit passes to do that. But literally after the race, most of the drivers go and hang out by their um,
Tyler Holler, they open up the
hauler.
garage.
Yeah, and then everyone, all the fans, literally just run down there, and they'll just sign autographs for as long as they want and take pictures, and it's
Yeah, if you're missing the feel of NASCAR in the 90s, it's at the dirt tracks.
yeah, yeah,
You have the accessibility, you have the sense of speed, you have the guys that worked their butts
yeah,
off to get there.
yeah. No, it's it's unfortunate where we're at, but as I don't have a lot of confidence that it's going to get better, but I'm
Now with
hoping.
this management, I really hope there's some layoffs.
Yeah. Um, well, you want to bash the car anymore, or
I I think we beat the car. I don't know how to fix the current car. I like the Saturday car.
I know so that Saturday car is nice.
Yeah.
Um, it was fun. Uh, we'll uh, we'll get you back on. I'll try and get everyone back on. No one's been on a second time yet, so
Yeah.
we'll get we'll
I've
get
enjoyed watching these myself.
yeah, we'll get you back on. We'll talk some more. Do you follow any other sports?
Loosely follow college football,
College football. Okay. Do you have a
but
team?
not well, I'm here in Utah,
Okay.
so just root for the home team.
Okay.
Uh, my brother actually works at the college.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
Nice.
does
That's,
he's a professor up there.
okay.
But
Very cool.
um yeah, I watch NFL playoffs, but not religiously.
No. Yeah.
I pick a
Well,
team and try to ride with them. Hope they make it.
it's a solid way to do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I think NFL's kind of gone downhill. The line play looks terrible, and the QBs don't look sharp anymore.
Oh, 100%. The, the QB thing just blown out of the water with old man Rivers coming in there, even though
I
they don't
know the way he throws.
run a. But
But he kind of gets the job done.
yeah, but they're all it just shows that they're all system quarterbacks and they don't know how to run an offense or read a defense. They're just like, here's the play, go do it. Read through your projections, and that's it. Okay. Like, yeah, they have talent, arm talent, but they're not up there changing. It's not like back in
It's
the
not
early
like Manning.
2010s, the early 2000s. It's nothing like that. So they've definitely stepped back. But it is the NFL, and the NFL
Yeah, they cut practice too. Yeah,
they
that's
do.
hurt them. They need that practice.
They do. There's a lot of people that say that since they don't practice as much, they get
They
hurt more
don't.
often. So
Well, they do not look sharp on the field.
no, there's there's something they both can learn, NASCAR and NFL. Don't cut
There you go.
practice. Well, JR, it was fun. We'll
Yes, it
uh
was.
we'll do this again. Everyone else go like, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff. And we will see you guys all later.